Superintendent. Okay, good evening once again, everyone. Thank you again for being here this evening to support our students. Without any further ado, it's my honor to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Michael R. McCormick, who is going to start off our program.
Well, thank you. It's always great to come together and recognize student achievement, and we've got some amazing adults here too. We know it's a partnership that includes you as families that are supporting the students, the schools, and folks in the community, so we appreciate that. We promise to have you out of here within 1 hour from right now. And we're going to start with the cutest kids in the group, which is our preschoolers. I should also let you know before we bring them up to stage, we have a staff photographer who will be taking professional pictures, and we will send those pictures to the recipients. We're also live streaming tonight's program, and so I would ask that you please, if you can, stay till the very end. That's why we try and hold the program to 1 hour, so that by the time we get to our high school students, they have a full audience, just like we're going to provide for the preschool students tonight. Buenas noches y bienvenidos. Felicidades a todos los padres de familia. Estamos muy orgullosos de reconocer a sus hijos esta noche y a ustedes como familia también. Porque sabemos que junto con ustedes formamos un equipo de apoyo para el éxito de nuestros alumnos. Por favor, quédense para toda la ceremonia y así celebrar a cada uno de nuestros alumnos. Muchas gracias y muchas felicidades. Again, at this time, I'd like to invite the Board of Education to join me on stage, beginning with the president of our board, Ms. Suzanne Stotler. And the Vice President of the Board, Mr. Julio Gonzalez. And Board Member, Ms. Marla Kirkland. Okay, now that we've got all the ceremonial stuff out of the way, let's get to the good stuff, and I'd like to invite, as our first person on the stage, the principal of our preschool program, Miss Julie Singletary.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, board members, and Mr. Lenore, and Valverde community. It's my privilege to be here to announce the award recipients for the month of March for the preschool program. Our first award recipient, and I want to mention that both of them are from Meade Valley, Mrs. Lopez's class. And our first award recipient is Eliane Sanabria for academics. Eliane. Okay, I'm not seeing. Okay. And our second award recipient is Gerardo Aguilar for citizenship.
Next up, we're gonna go with a little bit of, we got a young man that needs to get to a baseball game because he's pitching tonight. So principal of March Middle School, Mr. Jim Owen.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, board members, Valverde family. It's an honor to represent March Middle School and the Mavericks. Come right over here, Xavier. So we have an outstanding young man here, 7th grade student recognized by our social studies department for outstanding academics and citizenship, and I hope doing a wonderful job pitching a baseball game tonight. I don't think he really wanted to take a chance on missing, but Mom says, oh, he's going to be here, and he is. So let's give it up for Xavier Duran. And then we have another student, an 8th grade student, Alicia Navid, and she was torn because today is the first day of the cheerleading clinic for 8th graders interested in being cheerleaders at Rancho Verde High School, and you cannot miss it. And so she was a little bit in tears today, but she said, Mr. Owen, I have to go to her, and I don't even have a chance. So I told her I will accept her award for her. So also for outstanding academics and citizenship, Alicia Navid.
Okay, next up from Avalon Elementary School, Principal Tammy Roten.
Perfect. Right there.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, Valverde board members, Assistant Superintendent Mark Lenore, and Valverde community. It is with great pleasure that I'm here tonight to honor two beautiful first graders from Avalon Elementary School, home of the Falcons. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge their teacher who's here tonight, Mrs. Padilla. If you'd please stand up. Both of our students are receiving these awards for academics and for citizenship. And our first awards recipient is Julieta Reyes. And our second recipient is Madison Lorius.
Principal Thelma Almoena from Columbia Elementary School.
That's what came out, huh?
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, distinguished board members, and awesome Valverde community. It's always an honor and a privilege to recognize two awesome students from Columbia Elementary School, home of the Rockets. This evening, we have two amazing kindergartners being recognized for outstanding citizenship as well as excellence in academic areas. So please join me in congratulating Carolina Reyes from Ms. Bedoya's class. And Arely Peregrino from Mrs. Gaynor's class. Thank you.
From LaSalle Elementary School, Principal Tom Granati.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. Board members, community, it's a privilege to be representing LaSalle Elementary, home of the Leopards, and I have two wonderful kindergartners here that I'd like to recognize. Before I do that, I want to thank Ms. Garcia and Ms. De La Cruz, the kinder teachers. Please stand up, ladies. Come on, stand up. There they are. We'll start with our young lady for academics and citizenship. How about a nice round of applause for Juliet Lanza Weinstein? Here she is. We did a practice handshake and she's got it. Look at that. And our gentleman right here, how about a nice round of applause for Daniel Ayala? Thank you, everybody. This is the best part. I'm going to try to get down here. Oh! Getting up. You looking good? All right.
Next up, from Manuel L. Real Elementary School, Principal Ricardo Rincon.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Assistant Superintendent Mr. Lenore, and distinguished members of the board, and of course, the Valverde community. It is with great pleasure that I am representing Manuel Elementary and present to you two incredible students who are being honored for academics and, of course, citizenship. So I'm gonna start with Valerie Rocha. And Chris Catellano Basilio. Thank you.
Next up, from Mary McLeod Bethune Elementary School, Principal Katrina Pichet.
Well, good evening, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, our board members, and our amazing Valverde community. I'm here to recognize two amazing Wildcat kindergartners. But before I go on, I'd like to give a shout out to their teachers, Ms. Nogales and Ms. Toman. Let's thank them for coming tonight. So the first wonderful Wildcat we have this evening is for recognition for academics, and it's for Alfredo Vera. And the next wonderful Wildcat we have this evening is for citizenship, and it's for Gabi Morales.
Principal Amy Breton from May Ranch Elementary School.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, board members, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, and Valverde community. I am the proud principal of May Ranch Elementary, home of the Wranglers, and I am excited to be here tonight to award a kindergarten and a TK student at May Ranch. But first, both K, I'm sorry, thank you. Both kindergarten tonight. But first, I'd like to acknowledge their teachers, Mrs. Lay and Miss Halcomb. Please stand and be recognized. Our first award for both academics and citizenship goes to Isabella Mendoza. And also for academics and citizenship, Juliana Silva.
From Mead Valley Elementary School, Principal Corby Warren.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, our school board, and our amazing community. It's always an honor and a privilege to present two of Mead Valley's finest. Today, it's kindergarten, and I'd like to thank Miss Soria, who's one of our amazing teachers. Can you stand up, be recognized? Thank you, Miss Soria, for being here tonight. First up from Miss Soria's class, give a round of applause to Mary Lou Diaz. And equally impressive, give a round of applause to Eric Villa.
Principal Laura Polito from Rainbow Ridge Elementary School.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, and Val Verde Board and our community. I have two outstanding fourth grade ladies up here with me tonight. But before I begin, I'd like to recognize one of their teachers for being here, all the way over here in the back, Mrs. Garcia. Let's give it up for Mrs. Garcia. Both students are being recognized for both academics and citizenship. Our first recipient is Morelli Torres. And next we have Adeline Schell.
From Sierra Vista Elementary School, Principal Tara Kim.
Good evening, Val Verde family, Superintendent McCormick, esteemed board, and Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Lenore. Thank you all for being here. I am proud and honored to recognize two amazing Cubs. Our first student is sixth grade student Henry Roman for both outstanding citizenship and academics. And unfortunately, our second student, Marilyn Cruz, was not able to be here, but I'd like to recognize her as well.
Thank you. Next up, from Triple Crown Elementary School, Principal Denny Seagrave.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, board members, and Val Verde community. It is with great pleasure that I'm here tonight to recognize these two incredible kindergarten scholars from Triple Crown Elementary School. Before I call their names, I do want to give a huge shout out to one of our teachers, Mrs. Roberts, who is in our audience tonight. Thank you. All right, and in the area of academics and citizenship, please give a huge round of applause for Ms. Renee Rennick. And also in the area of academics and citizenship, Ms. Juliana Chacon.
From Val Verde Elementary School, Principal Dr. Fernando Batanzos.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, board members, Mr. Lenore, and Val Verde community. It is an absolute honor to recognize two amazing fifth grade students at Val Verde Elementary. First, for outstanding academics is Daniel Madrigal. And for outstanding citizenship, Lexi Dimas.
From Victoriano Elementary School, Principal Dr. Molly Large.
Thank you, Superintendent McCormick, Mr. Lenore, our Val Verde School Board, and of course, our wonderful Val Verde community. I am so proud to be able to recognize these two wonderful students for both academics and citizenship. First, Miss Alexis Morales. And next, Miss Zoe Martinez Acosta.
From Lakeside Middle School, Assistant Principal Dr. Shrisa Kinney.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, our illustrious board, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, and the wonderful Val Verde family. It is my pleasure tonight, on behalf of our principal, Mr. John Parker, to introduce to you and present two of our outstanding Roaring Lakeside Lions for both academic excellence and citizenship. And first we have Alejandra Velasquez. And next, Omar Pizana Hernandez.
Really well done. You're a natural with this. From Tomas Rivera Middle School, Principal Nikki Smith.
Good evening, Val Verde community. Superintendent McCormick, our distinguished board, Mr. Lenore, it is my pleasure to present these awards. We do have two students. One, unfortunately, could not make it this evening. But with us for academics and citizenship, we have Jasmine Camarena. And while she shakes hands, I would like to acknowledge one of our teachers, Ms. Ruiz, in the back, and our Tomas Rivera band, who did an outstanding job tonight.
From Vista Verde Middle School, home of the Cougars, Principal Mr. Troy Martin.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, distinguished board, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, and Val Verde family and community. It's my honor to present to you two outstanding Cougars. We have both students are receiving awards for citizenship and academics. Our first student, Crystal Melgoza, plans to attend UC Davis and go into a career in nursing. And we also, we can please clap for. And we also have Carlos Castillo, who is planning on going to Stanford and pursuing a degree in engineering. So if you could help me in congratulating these students. Thank you.
Congratulations. So Stanford is your dream school. Work hard for that one. All right. Congratulations. From Val Verde Academy, Principal Dr. Vanessa McCune.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Board of Education, and distinguished guests. Please help me recognize Val Verde Academy's Student of the Month and first-time recipient, Ms. Roxana Sevilla, as she excels in both academics and citizenship.
And from the Student Success Academy and Val Verde High School, Principal Steve Coelho.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Angel McCrary, give him a hand, please. Angel's teachers love him. He definitely is deserving of this award because of his academics and citizenship. He's a good role model, and the teachers really feel he's deserving, so congratulations, Mr. Angel McCrary. And now for high school, Val Verde High School. First student, he is not here today. He graduated early last month and unfortunately cannot be here, but congratulations to him on that. Mr. Jasprit Singh. And Jasprit, he's very involved, or was very involved in our Teen Vision program, and he's really pursuing a career in either video production, broadcasting, something along that line in the industry. So we're real proud of him, and we really wish him luck. So give him a hand. And Miss Maria Del Rocio Cruz Lopez. Give her a hand. She is also an early graduate. She graduated last month, so we're real proud of her. And she was able to make it today, so we're happy for that. She's also very involved in our pharmacy tech program. She comes every afternoon and participates. She's in the, now as an intern at one of the pharmacies here locally, and she hopes to, for the time being, get into pharmacy, but eventually go, after she graduates, goes to college for a criminal justice, because she wants to work as an FBI agent. So we wish her a lot of luck on that. And the last thing I asked her is, if you were to give our juniors some advice as you leave, what would it be? And she said, always listen to the wise people on campus because they will lead you the right way. So I'm proud of that. Thank you. Miss Maria De La Rocio.
From our host school, Citrus Hill High School, Principal Esteban Lizarraga.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, school board members, and the Valverde family. It's always an honor to come and celebrate not only all of our students here, but some of our amazing seniors from Citrus Hill High School. So I'd like to first welcome up on stage Miss Montse Valencia. Come on up, Montse. So Montse is one of our valedictorians. She's got a GPA of 4.04. She is taking AP English Literature, AP Statistics, and AP Psychology on top of her other classes. She also serves in our ASB, which is countless hours outside of the classroom while maintaining her grades. She's also in our theater program, so if you've ever been to our programs, she's one of our star actresses, and she does a phenomenal job in all of her performances. She's also, yeah, she is. I think she said she's a little bit nervous, so I'm like, really, Montse, this is your environment. She has applied to many universities, but for seniors, this is when they're actually getting notices as far as whether they've been accepted. So I'm not gonna highlight all of them, but the two that she really wanted was UC San Diego and UC Santa Barbara, and she got into both. So she gets to choose, and I think she's choosing UC Santa Barbara. She wants to major in anthropology. She would like to be a professor in a university in anthropology. And an interesting fact about Montse is she loves to write, specifically poems. So without further ado, please join me in congratulating Miss Montse Valencia. Next up, I'd like to introduce Miss Ava Aragon. Come on up, Ava. Let's give her a round of applause. Ava is another one of our top valedictorians. She has a GPA of 4.22. She is also taking AP English Literature, AP Statistics, AP Psychology on top of her load of classes. She is a huge part of our ASB program, and what I love about Ava is she is very quiet and shy, but she is one of our servant leaders. She is always behind the scenes. If you talk to my ASB director or any of our teachers, she is always looking to serve our students and our community. She has applied to many schools. Her school of choice is UC San Diego, and she found out that she got accepted into UC San Diego. She wants to major in psychology. She wants to become a psychiatrist. And an interesting fact about Ava is that she loves to draw. So without further ado, please join me in congratulating Miss Ava Aragon.
From our newest high school in the district, Orange Vista High School, Principal, Mr. Josh Workman.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, and our Valverde School Board. It's always an honor to be able to recognize two outstanding Coyotes. We're always working on being respectful, involved at our school. I want to take a moment. We've got two scholar students that we're going to present to you guys tonight. I'd like to take a moment to introduce their guidance counselor in the back, Mrs. McMahon. Miss McMahon, if you can wave. There she is in the back. All right, the first student that we want to recognize tonight, he is a 9th grade student. He is almost done with his first year of high school. Help me congratulate Mr. Daniel Villatoro. Congratulations, Daniel. Daniel currently has a GPA of 4.0. His overall GPA is 3.7. He's not currently taking any AP classes this year, advanced placement courses, but he will be taking next year AP Calculus as a sophomore, AP Biology, AP World History. His hobbies is he is a member of the Police Explorer program and he likes to do karate. His goal is to go to UCR and get a degree in political science. He has a plan. He wants to be an officer in the Marine Corps, become a colonel, and then eventually, Mr. Workman, he wants to become a politician, so look out for him. His involvement in Orange Vista, he's a member of our concert band. He has started the Marine Corps Drill and Ceremony Club at our school, and as I mentioned, he is a member of the OV Scholars. Daniel's favorite thing about Orange Vista is he really enjoys the staff's effort and caring with him. So ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Mr. Daniel Villatoro. Daniel. All right, and our second student from Orange Vista this evening is a 10th grade student. Help me congratulate Yoselin Hernandez. As I mentioned, Yoselin is also a member of the Orange Vista Scholars. She currently has a 4.0 GPA. Her overall GPA is a 3.7. AP courses, she has taken AP Human Geography, and she is currently in AP World History. Next year, she will be taking 4 advanced placement classes, AP Physics, AP English, AP US History, and AP Calculus. In her free time, she enjoys singing. She is an integral part of our ASB student government, always serving on activities across campus, helping out. Her goal is to go to UCLA, and she wants to be in a CSI criminal justice. She wants to make sure innocent people remain innocent, and those that have done wrong get the consequences for what they've done. She is a member of our scholars. She's in our color guard. She is in our link crew. And her favorite thing about Orange Vista is the opportunities that the school presents. So ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Yoselin Hernandez.
And from Rancho Verde High School, home of the Mustangs, Assistant Principal, Mr. Brunel Marilis.
Good evening, Valverde community, Superintendent McCormick, esteemed board, Assistant Superintendent Lenore. It is my absolute pleasure to present these awards to these 2 marvelous Mustangs. The first award is going to go to a student who has an average GPA of 4.0. She has already been accepted and is going to UCLA and is going to be part of their business school. That's right. She is also a member of our link crew at Rancho Verde High School. So for incredible academics and amazing citizenship, Miss Ashley Doe. Our second marvelous Mustang has an average GPA of 4.17. He's already applied and been accepted to UCR, where he plans to study mathematics. That's hard. Excellent. Demanding field. He's also part of our Love for Life Club. He is a board member at Rancho Verde High School. So for amazing academics, incredible citizenship, please join me in congratulating Joel Correa. Congratulations, brother. Good job.
Next, we would like to give recognition to 3 very important people. First, our Educator of the Month from LaSalle Elementary School, Mrs. Yesenia Seha. LaSalle Elementary School's principal, Mr. Granati, writes, Yesenia is the ultimate team player at LaSalle. She gets involved in many activities, committees, and truly makes our school better. She's a member of our tech team and strives to get things fixed in a timely manner so that all the teachers and students can get busy doing their work. Yesenia is high energy and a positive influence with everyone she connects with. Mr. Granati further writes, I am extremely proud to call her Educator of the Month of LaSalle Elementary School. Congratulations. Next, our Classified Employee of the Month, Mrs. Teresa Lopez from Valverde High School. Mrs. Lopez is an instructional aide and works well with all the teachers and students at Valverde High School. She has a special way with kids. She's able to work with them positively, get them to accomplish things, and yet hold them accountable. She's always there every day on time, and she just makes Valverde High School a much better place. Congratulations, Ms. Teresa Lopez. Next is our Volunteer of the Month from Tomas Rivera Middle School, Mrs. Bibian Duban. Mrs. Duban is a great role model for all the students and staff at Tomas Rivera. She's a member of our school community, always ready and willing to volunteer her time and talents. She currently serves as Tomas Rivera Middle School's ELAC president. She leads their ELAC meetings and always has great questions to see what we could do to better help all the students at Tomas Rivera. Ms. Duban's passion is for EL students and is evidenced and shows through her professionalism and willingness to learn. We appreciate her very much. Their principal, Mrs. Smith, writes, thank you, Mrs. Duban, for all that you do for our school, and a special thank you to your family for the sacrifice of all your time. Mrs. Duban, thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome back to the, let's take a picture, right? Let's take a picture.
Well, I think we just saw nearly, 44 students on stage tonight that are amazing students in the Val Verde Unified School District. We're so proud of their accomplishments. We appreciate your partnership, parents and guardians. Thank you for being here. We know it takes a community to support our students, and we appreciate being a part of that community. And for the teachers that came tonight too, we're so grateful for your service to the students in our district. Ladies and gentlemen, we are inside an hour. I'm looking at the clock. I'm very pleased for that. Right on. So thanks for sticking with us all the way to the end. That concludes our ceremony. Drive safely.